Hey guys, what's up? NES Evolution here. Today I'm doing a special video. My buddy from over at Marcello's Toy Room had tagged me in a video about top 10 favorite toys in your toy collection. As you see, there's some blank spots behind me. I've kind of been clearing out some stuff, been selling some stuff in the auction that I'm making room for new stuff that I'm collecting. But some of these I'm never going to get rid of. Like, these are some of my favorite toys, either connected to a childhood memory or I just like them. So, okay, let's start. So, number 10 is going to be like my newest, one of the newer toys that I got that I didn't have when I was a kid, but I do have a strong connection to the movie. And I thought this figure is really cool. I've had it for a couple years now. And it is a NECA, and that is the T-800 Steel Mill Terminator. And as you see here, and I do actually have the T-1000 that goes in this set too, but the T-800 is way cooler because he's got the the grenade launcher, the handgun, and he's got the battle damage here. So yeah, there's the first one. There's number 10. I'll say number 9 is right here. This guy is the Quasimodo monster. Now, I'm a big fan of the Ghostbusters monster series. And I have several of them up here. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of them. And I'm missing a couple. I don't have them all carded. I have 2 carded. I have this one. Actually, I came across 2 of them at the same time. I ended up giving one to a fellow toy trader, like as a gift, because it was really cool to be able to give somebody this. But yeah, I have them all except for I have carded Dracula, Quasimodo. I have loose Wolfman and Frankenstein. I don't have the zombie or the mummy, but I had the mummy as a kid, so I'm hoping to find that. I'm not the kind of type of toy collector just to run on eBay and buy up stuff. I'd rather try to find it in the wild or like on a Facebook post or something like that. It's funner that way. So, but as you can see on the back, it's got all that. So that's number 9. Number 8 is Teenage Mutant Turtles Raph the Space Cadet. This is one of my favorite turtles when I was a kid, and I don't know why. But I was a big Raphael fan. But as you can see there, it is carded. And yeah, the card's in pretty good shape. It's got a slight bend there, if you can see. But it doesn't like put a crease in it, and the bubble is down really good. And I always loved looking at the back of these as a kid. I used to like sit there and just kind of like, oh, I want this one and this one, or I need this one. And yeah, I think we all did that as children. So yeah, that's number 8. Let's do number 7. Let me make sure I got this right. I just picked out a bunch. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, okay. So next up is one that I actually just got not too long ago. And this is a limited Toys R Us edition. And it is Batman Returns Claw Climber Batman. And yeah, it's kind of cool because it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Originally it was $8.99 back in the day. And I was really into this set, Batman Returns. This is one of my new collections that I just started collecting, is the Batman Returns set and Batman from back then. So that kind of shows you what it is. Never been opened, still sealed. Really cool set here. I just really like this. I just actually got this, but I had it as a kid. So that's why I kind of wanted to show it there. Next up is another carded figure. That was always one of my favorites as a kid. And this will be number 7. Oh, no, number 6. Sorry, I'm kind of a mess here. Number 6, and this is Wolverine, the 5th edition. This is when he was part of Weapon X, and he was kind of like an assassin and stuff, and he worked with, like, I think this is when he worked with Maverick and Silver Fox and stuff like that. But it's really cool because it comes with a crap load of weapons, as you can see, and they all kind of hook to his side of his legs and stuff, and his arms, and his claws are awesome. I love this as a kid. There's also a green and a blue variant. I'm not sure if there's any other ones besides that, but this is the one I had, the black and gold. And so yeah, really cool there. Not all my stuff's on card, but I try to get the stuff that I had as a kid on card if it's not too expensive. That's just how I like to do it. Another memorable piece that I got for, I remember, here is number 5. This is Robin from DC Comics Superheroes. And this card is like really good. And actually, I have a story behind this one. I remember being very young at our first house that we lived in as a kid. And this guy used to always have flea markets down the road. And so he was an older guy. Went down to his house. He had this in the box, just like this. I was probably 6. I was like first grade, so maybe like 5 or 6. I don't remember. And I remember it was like $3. I remember that. And I remember I went home and said, "Mom, can I get this? Blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "No, you don't need it. It's not your birthday. It's not Christmas. It's not, you know, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, I need it." And I remember like getting really upset. And then like later on, I ended up getting it. But I didn't like throw a fit. I just remember getting mad, going to my room. And then later on, I think in the next couple days, because the guy always had flea market or garage sale every weekend. And I think like later on, I think she ended up giving me the $3 like a couple weeks later or something. And he still had it, so I ended up getting this. And this was one of my favorite toys as a kid. I always liked Robin. And I actually had several in this line. So really cool to show this. Yeah, so there's the story behind that one. Okay, the next one is from Christmas of probably 95, I'm guessing. Yeah, this came out in 94, so maybe it was Christmas 94 or 95. I'm not 100% sure when I got this. But this is not the original one I had. But yeah, this is one I found at a flea market. It's in really good shape. And it's the Red Ranger. I got this, like I said, from my grandma from Christmas, and my cousin Chad, who's like a year or 2 years younger than me, he actually got the Green Ranger, and as you can see, it's in my video. It's right there. See it? And I got that one too, but that's the one he got when he was a kid, and I got this one because I loved the Red Ranger, and he was a big fan of the Green Ranger. So, and I thought the cool thing was when if you got them all, you could build like the ultimate weapon thing at the top. I thought that was cool. And I never really had many of the villains. I only had like this Power Ranger. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to be able to find that. And the Green Ranger, even though, you know, that wasn't the one I had. But I had to pick both of them up. Okay, next up is, for 3, is Super Shredder. And this was a toy I remember begging my grandmother to get me growing up. I don't know, it must have been 93 or 2. And I remember begging her. I actually do have the canisters and the communicator. It's up there on my shelf. I just didn't grab it. So I'm pretty sure I have him complete. But yeah, so I remember begging my grandmother. She went to a bunch of stores looking for him, could not find him. She ended up ordering him out of JCPenney's catalog for me. And so I was able to get him that way. Super Shredder. Number 3. Number 2. Wolfman from the Ghostbusters line. It may kind of seem silly, but this was one of my favorite toys as a kid. I carried this thing around everywhere. I remember taking it to school. I got in trouble for bringing it to school, like when I was in like 2nd grade or something, or 1st grade. But yeah, was awesome. I remember got it for Easter. And I remember, and like, we went to my grandmother's, and all my other cousins were there. And like in every picture of me from that Easter, I had this in my hand, like this, or like at least by me. And it's in like every picture. It's so funny if you go back and look at it. Because I was a huge fan of werewolves as a kid. Like, that was one of my favorite things. And one of my favorite movies was Monster Squad as a kid. And this guy kind of looked like the werewolf off Monster Squad because he had like the white shirt and the pants and stuff. And so that's what I would pretend he was. So yeah, that's why I really love this Wolfman here from the Ghostbusters line. Yeah, that's my number 2. Now my number 1 was a thing that I really looked for forever. I always found them and they were too expensive, or they were missing too much stuff, or beat up real bad. So a couple Christmases ago, my girlfriend surprised me and got me Krang, the android body. And it came with Krang, even though I had a Krang, came with him. I know it's missing that. She didn't know that when she ordered it. She didn't realize it. But still, it's super cool. It does bug me, I guess, a little bit because I am a collector. But it's still super sweet to have the android body. This is probably my number 1 favorite thing that I have. I had it as a kid. I remember getting it. I remember ripping the box up, and it makes me frown now that I did that. But yeah, I mean, this thing is freaking awesome. And it has a lot of the stickers on it. It's missing some, but it has a lot of them on it still, as you can see up here. So, like I said, it's missing these 2 front stickers, and I think that's it. So, but yeah, Krang the android body is number 1. Sorry if I messed up the countdown or whatever, but you guys can... Krang, you idiot! Ah! So yeah, there was a lot of other toys that I thought about putting in here, like the turtle van. I have the original turtle van complete, not in a box, but just complete. I have the Ghostbusters car up here with a bunch of stuff, and it's like, oh, I love those, but all these toys meant a lot to me as a kid, well, most, and so I thought I'd show them. So okay, guys, thanks Marcello's Toy Room for tagging me in this, and I will link his channel below. He's a great guy. He actually lives close to me, so we've done trades. Super cool guy. Check out his channel. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.